Hey guys, Joyce-Anne Anthony aka JJ, day 26. I'm just gonna click a general new file. Today we are going to be experimenting with an add-on and the grease pencil. Today we are going to play with the Sapling Tree Gen add-on. Basically it creates trees and there's 9 different trees that the add-on has. I just pressed the default cube and click shortcut X to delete. First, we need to make sure our add-on is turned on. Go to Edit Preferences and make sure add-on is selected. And then in the search, just type SAP and then you should be able to see it. Add Curve Sapling Tree and make sure it is turned on. You can exit out. I have the autosave preferences selected, so it autosaves every time I make a change. Now that it's turned on, I'm pressing shortcut Shift A, then go to Curve, and it's going to be the very last option. This is the default tree that appears, but if we click that little drop down at the bottom left, you have these settings that you can adjust. I'm in geometry and I'm gonna click the bottom where it says load preset, and these are the 9 different trees that you can play with. I'm gonna start with the first one, the Japanese maple. Now, again, there's so many settings that you can play with, but I'm going to go down to branch splitting and I am going to adjust that setting, the level to 1. It's going to be easier later on when we go and draw on top of this with our grease pencil. There are 9 different trees, and before I change the color of the tree, I'm going to keep this organized. Now that that's done, I selected the materials tab and I'm going to change the base color and maybe slightly change the roughness. Okay, that tree is fine for now before we add leaves with the grease pencil, but before we do that, I am going to repeat this process with the 8 other different types of trees that this add-on has. I'm going to fast forward this part, but again, I'm just doing the same thing. Shift A, curves, Sapling Tree Gen, adjusting the settings. I'm going to geometry, going down to load preset, selecting the next tree. And then I go, oh, that tree came out really big. I'm going to go to branch splitting and see if I need to, like right here, I kept it at 2. Just seeing if I'm going to keep it at 1 or 2, but I just repeat this process with the rest of the trees. Oh, and some of the trees, they're default, they're huge, so I'm just clicking them and clicking S and then scaling it down. My 9 trees are done, and before I go in adding leaves with the grease pencil, I want to see how each tree looks outlined. But I don't want to draw each individual tree, draw the outline with the grease pencil. So I am going to first make sure all my trees fit in camera mode. I am going to press the camera icon on the right to see where my camera is right now. Okay, that is not what I want. I am pressing in and then going to view and then right under lock camera to view. So that just helps me now wherever I move my scene, the camera follows. Let me see how that looks. Maybe zoom in just a tad bit. Now the camera is where I want it. I'm pressing in again to turn this option off because I don't want the camera to follow me around anymore. The line art modifier generates stylized line art from a scene, collection, or object. In order for the effects of the modifier to be visible, the scene must have an active camera. For me, all of my trees, so there's the collection, and then all my trees are saved to the scene. So when I go to the line art, I'm going to click the scene option. So go to add, grease pencil, and then scene line art. You have 3 options, but the best for me is the scene. Once you click it, you have these settings that you can adjust on the left side. I'm going to keep all those settings the same. So this is what it looks like right now. But if I click the line art over there, I am able to go in and adjust the settings further by clicking the Modifiers tab. You can change the line thickness, opacity of the lines. Now I'm going to edge types and seeing what I can adjust. Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep the intersections off. And there's more options at the bottom, but for right now I am going to keep it like this. Wait, I did actually go back and slightly adjust the line thickness. Now that my trees are finally where I want them to be, it's time to add my grease pencil textured leaves. Now I'm gonna get ready for that. I'm gonna go from object mode to draw mode, and right now I'm gonna change the drawing plane from view to front, since I'm doing it from camera view, and the stroke placement from origin to surface. If you watch my previous videos, I'm going to adjust the offset because I want the grease pencil to kind of stick to my trees. That's why you use the surface option. Now I am going to go to my brushes, and I went over how to download the textured brushes on day 7, I believe. So I'm going to click that, and there's an option, the leaf option. I want to make this brush a little bit bigger, so I'm going to change the radius. For each of the 9 trees, I want a different color. Again, since I have my surface stroke placement selected, when I draw, my leaves stick to my tree for the most part. Now that my first tree is done, I just want to see what it looks like if I turn off the line art modifier to see how it looks. Which one do you like more? Do you like it with the line art or without it? So it doesn't get redundant, I am just repeating this process with the remaining 8 trees. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I've finished adding leaves to all the trees. I'm gonna again see what it looks like when I turn off the line art modifier. I slightly like it a little bit better without the line art modifier. But today we went over the add-on with the 9 different trees, the Sapling Tree Gen add-on. We went over the line art modifier and the textured leaf brushes. Okay, so the challenge for day 26 is to experiment with those 3 things I just listed: the add-on, the line art modifier, and the textured brushes. Make sure if you do this, you keep this blend file because we will be using this again. This is Joyce-Anne Anthony, aka JJ. Until next time.